Good morning, my friends. This is Christy Shell. You're on Coffee with Christy. And today we're talking about the big mistake that we all make, and it's called the bitching high. We love to vent and we love to get, wait, oh, something's talking to me. Sorry. We love to vent and we love to make lots of venting and frustration that turns into gossip and all these kind of things. Now, we do this for a couple different reasons. One is we're frustrated and we don't understand. So then we want to vent and talk to somebody else and figure out what we don't understand. But all of a sudden, it goes from trying to understand and trying to talk out our thoughts and the feelings to kind of a bitch fest, right? And now we're elevating the drama, we're spreading our negativity in the workplace or in our friend group or whatever, because we aren't managing our emotions and our lack of understanding well. So understand venting is important. What we're doing in venting is we really are trying to understand a situation that doesn't seem to make sense to us. 90% of the time, we don't have enough information or a perspective of someone else, and we get caught kind of trying to figure out why they're doing this or what the behaviors are that other people are doing or their just general perspective. Okay. But then we cross over from trying to seek to understand a situation into judgment. And when we get into judgment, now all of a sudden we're escalating, right? We're escalating the negativity. We're escalating our own judgment. We're escalating the negative impact and the vibe we're putting on other people when we're doing that. And they can get caught in our system, and now we're just elevating things. We're actually not elevating, we're spiraling down on the emotional thing. We take a victim mentality, we go into bitching, and when we get there we get a like when you get angry, you get all these chemicals in your body. When you get happy, you have all these chemicals in your body. When you're in love and you're feeling these extreme emotions, you have all these chemicals in your body. And this happens when you bitch. And what happens is we get a little bit addicted and a little bit of a high from actually bitching with that emotion. Now, part of it is good because we need to move it through, especially if we have a feeling. We often aren't responsible or managing ourselves to know how we're influencing the whole picture. And now people are taking on perspectives, and we're kind of spreading like a cancer or a virus or whatever, our negativity to other people in that bitching. And that high becomes somewhat addictive. And especially if we're kind of bored in our job, if we're kind of bored in our life, we feel like we're not really connected, we can get into this habit of going into bitching because we're bringing drama and we're bringing interesting things and we're making the day more interesting. And we get kind of addicted to this, and um, and now the problem is that when you do that, people don't want to spend time with you. People may be attracted to you. The other people who are unhappy or feeling the same way may feel somewhat attracted to you. So then you kind of start verifying each other's perspective. Okay. And we start growing this negativity. And it's just so something that no one else can manage but you, right? No one else can manage this feel than you. And the number one way is to stop, right? To stop kind of getting caught in the negativity. It's happening online like crazy. It's happening maybe in your daily life. Maybe it's happening on the soccer field and it's about the coach or whatever, okay? But understand, when you're trying to understand, then it shifts to judgment, then it shifts to drama, then it shifts to bitching, and then we get this emotional high. Okay. Now, anytime you have that squirm or you have that tension, something you don't understand something, or you don't, something is not equating with your value or your picture of how things are going to be. So oftentimes we get caught in trying to control what we think should be happening. And so it's really interesting to, instead of bitching about it, but to ask the questions, to try to understand, to seek the other person's perspective. But oftentimes we go into our little, tribe of people, our like-minded tribe of people, and we just have a bitch fest and nothing gets solved. Okay. It's kind of a cowardice type of thing versus approaching the coach and asking him some questions and trying to gain his perspective or whatever, or, you know, deciding people are just not your cup of tea and not, just not giving them any more heed or mind and just eliminating that from your work. Or like at work, maybe it's you need to understand somebody better. Maybe you need to understand or think about your boss's perspective or what his priority is or the stress that he's under, or maybe just his lack of understanding too. And maybe there's an opportunity for you to be helpful. But so many times we just go into that victim blaming, complaining mode and we drag other people with us and we don't take responsibility for it. Okay. There's okay with venting, but when you get to that point of judgment and negativity, now we're spiraling down to the other side. Okay. And it can be addictive. So trying to back yourself out of it, understanding what you're feeling, understanding what you're questioning, and then really trying to manage yourself and think logically about how do you use this information to move forward. Okay, and to be more constructive and to be more helpful and those kind of things. It's really funny because this is a reason a lot of people quit a job is because they get so focused on seeing all the negativity and they keep adding that drama and drama and drama to their head to convince themselves that this isn't working or they're not challenged or they don't want to make the effort that's being asked or something like that. And so we get in this habit of creating negativity and and blowing it up in our head, and now we're in a place where we don't want to work at a great job anymore or a good job anymore, because it's one thing to notice that you don't like your job or you're not liking what you're doing. It's another thing to be the problem. Okay. So thinking about this, just doing a little gut check, finding out when you kind of go to bitch mode, knowing when you get that little high, and knowing when you need to back yourself down and start to really kind of breathe and calmly figure out, what's a better way, what's a more constructive way to deal with something. So this is Christy Shell. It's a Friday. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Think about whether you are adding to the bitch mentality or if you are getting high from those type of experiences, and start to manage yourself better. And honestly, start to feel so much better when you start to think about, I could be different in this situation. And you get different results, my friends, different results. So I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I'm on vacation. I will see you Friday, probably from a beach or something. I'm super excited, but I hope you have a fabulous weekend and enjoy the sunshine.